Power is a stage, and the ruler is both actor and author. To step into leadership is to step beneath the lights, where every movement is magnified, every hesitation betrayed in shadow. The court, the cabinet, the massage, an audience demanding a performance they cannot name, but know when they see it. Fail to deliver the role they crave, and you will not be forgiven. To command is not to speak your heart, it is to master the script before the curtain rises. Fear is not the enemy, is the prompter in the wings, whispering the lines that keep you alive. The lion roars to terrify, the fox slithers unseen. The wise ruler wears both masks, slipping between them without warning. Those who lead with only the lion's strength are butchered when the spear finds their exposed flank. Those who rely only on the fox's cunning are strangled when trust runs dry. It is the blending of strength and subtlety that confounds enemies and compels allies. Do not confuse love with loyalty. Love is a fragile currency, prone to devaluation at the first sign of weakness. Loyalty is bought not in affection, but in fear of loss, in hope of gain, in calculation of survival. Those who say they love you will desert you when the tide turns. Those who fear your power or see their future tied to yours will cling even in the storm. Betrayal is inevitable. Expect it, plan for it, even court it to expose the weak. The ruler who cannot stomach treachery has no business wearing the crown. You will be betrayed not because you are cruel, nor because you are kind, but because ambition corrodes all bonds. In the theater of politics, everyone rehearses their exit from your stage. Your task is to ensure they depart when you decide, not when they do. Human nature is constant. It hungers, it envies, it obeys when pressed, it revolts when indulged too freely. Do not curse it, use it. Men desire security, but they are restless in peace. They crave justice, but secretly admire strength. Promise them hope, deliver them stability, and punish defiance with speed. Mercy can be shown, but only when it serves a purpose. Mercy as a habit breeds contempt. The machinery of leadership is cold because it must be. The state is not your friend. It is a beast to be fed and controlled. The people are not your family. They are the soil in which you plant your designs. Ministers, generals, allies, all tools to be sharpened or discarded as the moment demands. Sentiment has no seat in this council. A ruler ruled by feeling is a ruler unseated by force. Even appearances are weapons. It does not matter what you are. It matters what you seem. To seem just while doing the necessary unjust act. To seem calm while chaos burns at the gates. To seem inevitable while enemies plot your fall. This is the art. The performance is not deception. It is survival. Those who say they seek authenticity in a leader do not know themselves. They do not want truth. They want reassurance wrapped in power. The strong do not inherit the earth, nor the clever alone. The stage belongs to those who can read the room and write the play. Those who wait for history to favor them are crushed beneath the boots of those who made history instead. Every throne is built on blood and calculation. The question is not whether you will stain your hands, but whether you will shape the world before it shapes you. The ruler who hesitates dies in the wings, while another steps forward to claim the spotlight. Leadership is theater. Master the scripter, die unheard, unseen, unremembered. Do not waste time lamenting the nature of men. It will not change because you wish it so. They are fickle, fearful, desirous of gain, quick to praise, quicker to curse. They follow strength and abandon weakness. A wise leader does not seek their love, only their obedience. For obedience can be engineered, while love is a gift no man can demand. You do not govern souls, you govern appetites and fears. To lead is to hold them in balance, never allowing hope to swell so large that it becomes rebellion, nor despair so deep that it breeds nothingness. It is said that fortune is a river, sometimes calm, sometimes raging, sweeping all in its flood. The fool stands idle, praying for calm waters. The wise ruler builds channels, dikes, and dam structures of his own making to bend the current to his will. And when the flood comes, he does not curse it. He rides it as a horseman rides a wild stallion, mastering its fury or perishing beneath its hooves. You cannot command fate, but you can prepare for its arrival. There are moments when cruelty is a kindness, when swift punishment forestalls years of blood. The hand that hesitates at the axe condemns 100 innocents to suffer for the sake of one guilty man. Mercy is praised in songs, but in the cold arithmetic of statecraft, it is often a luxury paid for in the coin of chaos. To rule is to know when to sheath the blade, and when to strike so cleanly that no second blow is required. Consider the theater again. The audience cares little for the actor's private doubts. They demand presence, conviction, the illusion of certainty. So too the people. A ruler who wavers invites challenge. A ruler who radiates inevitability suppresses it without drawing his sword. Cultivate your mask until it adheres to your skin. Smile when you must. Scowl when it serves, but never allow them to see the workings behind your eyes. The ruler who bears his soul gives his enemies the map to his destruction. Surround yourself with able men, but never imagine they are your friends. They are chess pieces with ambitions of their own, waiting for your hand to falter so they might seize the board. Keep them divided, so they contend with one another instead of with you. Feed their vanity enough to keep them loyal. Starve it enough to keep them dependent. Trust no one fully. Even those who swear fealty today may sell you for a higher price tomorrow. Betrayal is not an aberration, it is a feature of power. The masses are no different. They will cheer your victories, curse your failures, and follow the strongest standard they see. Do not expect gratitude. Their memory is short, their loyalty conditional. Give them bread, give them spectacle, but never give them the belief they might rule themselves. A ruler who loses his mystique becomes a man in their eyes, and a man is replaceable. You will find that the most dangerous enemies are not those who attack openly, but those who cloak themselves in virtue. The pious reformer, the righteous minister, the idealist who whispers of a better world, these are the ones who will poison your court and turn the people's hearts against you. Expose them early, or draw them near, and corrupt them with the rewards of power, so their purity rots in your service. A corrupted idealist is more useful than a loyal cynic. Remember this: the world does not reward goodness, it rewards skill. The naive believe that virtue begets victory, but victory itself sanctifies the victor. When you succeed, even your cruelties will be called necessary. When you fail, even your virtues will be mocked as weakness. Therefore, do what is required to win, and let the poets justify you after the fact. History is not written by the moral, but by the triumphant. The art of leadership lies in this balance. To be feared enough that none dare move against you, yet not so hated that they conspire in desperation to destroy you. Fear is a tool, but it must be wielded like a scalpel, not a hammer. Excess breeds rebellion, too little invites insolence. Walk this line with care, and you will rule unchallenged. Stumble, and you will find yourself overthrown not by your enemies, but by those who once swore to protect you. Each day you rule, you pay a price in solitude. To govern others, you must govern yourself, subduing your own weaknesses lest they be used against you. You will be loved by none, trusted by few, and envied by all. This is the cost of sovereignty. Do not complain of it. You sought power, now bear its weight. The throne is not a gift. It is a burden of iron and blood. Watch the tides of fortune, but do not be ruled by them. Act. Strike when the enemy sleeps. Retreat when the terrain turns against you. Advance again when the wind favors your banners. Stagnation is death. Power unused decays like a blade left to rust. A ruler must be in constant motion, shaping events, setting traps, altering alliances, never allowing the game to escape his hand. The one who waits to react has already surrendered initiative to his rival. Even the strongest reign is temporary. All rulers fall, whether by time, betrayal, or force. Your task is not to live forever, but to leave a legacy that endures beyond your flesh. Build institutions, fortresses, myths. Tie your name to work so great they outlast the grave. If you cannot escape death, ensure you escape oblivion. In the end, leadership is theater, and the world is a stage soaked in blood. Those who master the script rule the players and the audience alike. Those who falter are dragged into the wings and forgotten. There is no intermission, no second act. You have only this moment to seize the crown, to hold it against all who would take it, and to carve your name into the annals of power. Hesitate, and you will hear the sound of footsteps approaching from behind. The dagger is already drawn. Then listen carefully, because to continue is to descend further into the engine room of power, where the air is heavy with calculation, where every motion is measured, and where the ruler ceases to be merely a man and becomes an instrument of necessity. A ruler cannot indulge in the comfort of permanent allies or permanent enemies. All relationships are provisional. Even the most trusted confidant is a potential traitor. Even the bitterest foe may be tomorrow's instrument. The state is not a family. It is not a circle of friends. It is a battlefield where alliances are forged in fire and dissolved in ash. Your ministers, your generals, even your people, they are actors. In a drama you must script and rescript to keep yourself at the center. To hold power is to understand the choreography of appearance. You must never allow others to glimpse the levers you pull, the wires you tighten. Let them see only what you choose to reveal. If they believe you are all-knowing, they will hesitate. If they believe you are invincible, they will submit. But let them see your doubt, your hesitation, your fatigue, and the wolves will scent weakness. They will circle. They will strike. There are moments when you must appear generous, even magnanimous. Not because you are moved by charity, but because gifts can chain men more effectively than chains themselves. A debt of gratitude, carefully cultivated, is a leash of silk. It is less obvious than the whip, but no less binding. And yet there are other times when you must punish not just the guilty, but as an example to the rest. Mercy can pacify the meek. Fear compels the ambitious. Power is not merely possession. It is projection. It is the ability to make men see what is not there, to make them move as though they act of their own will, even as you guide them unseen. The tyrant who rules through force alone will be overthrown the moment his grip falters. The true ruler embeds himself in the minds of his subjects, shaping their expectations so thoroughly that they cannot imagine a world without him. You will hear whispers that leadership requires virtue, that integrity is the bedrock of authority. This is a pleasant fiction, peddled by those who have never held command. Virtue, untempered by pragmatism, is a noose. Integrity, if rigid, becomes a cage. The ruler who insists on moral purity in an impure world condemns himself to martyrdom. Better to use virtue as a garment, donning it when it serves, discarding it when the stain of necessity demands. There is a cold truth few will speak aloud. Every leader, however benevolent in intention, governs through a structure of violence. The laws are violence restrained. The army is violence organized. The prison is violence delayed. Your task is not to abolish this machinery such. A dream belongs to philosophers and children, but to ensure that it remains in your control. For if you do not control it, it will be seized and turned upon you. Exile teaches more than courtly flattery ever could. From the margins, you see clearly how power moves show rulers rise and fall, how mobs are roused, how empires crumble not from enemy spears but from within, as termites hollow the beams unseen. Do not imagine that your own rule is immune. Corruption begins not in others, but in you, in the creeping arrogance that whispers you are untouchable, in the comfort that dulls your vigilance. Guard yourself first. A ruler who cannot govern himself will govern nothing for long. You will be tempted at times to retreat, to long for the innocence of a private life. Resist it. Once you have tasted power, the world shrinks to a battlefield. There is no return. Even in retreat, you will be watched. Even in defeat, you will be feared. And if you do not rise again, another will rise in your place, perhaps wiser, perhaps crueler, but certainly determined to erase every trace of you. Better to die fighting than to vanish into memory. In this modern age, surveillance has replaced spies, algorithms have replaced informants, and propaganda has become subtler than ever. The ruler's tools have changed, but the game remains the same. Control the flow of information, and you control the perception of reality itself. Truth is irrelevant if belief can be shaped. Victory belongs not to the one who is right, but to the one who defines what right means in the minds of the many. The theater of leadership demands not only performance, but also anticipation. Every move must be several steps ahead, every contingency mapped. Imagine every ally as a future adversary. Imagine every adversary as a future tool. Do not grow sentimental. Sentiment is the first luxury of those about to fall. Instead, cultivate a mind like a blade, sharp, cold, precise. Let others cry for justice or fairness. Your task is to keep the realm intact, whatever the cost. And yet, even as you harden yourself, you must never forget the human heart, not because you are bound to it, but because your subjects are. They are creatures of fear and longing, driven by stories, bound by ritual. Give them symbols to worship, give them enemies to despise, give them victories to celebrate. They will follow you more faithfully for the myths you weave than for any policy you enact. Power without narrative is brittle. Power embedded in narrative is immortal. This is the paradox of rule. You must be at once visible and invisible, visible enough to inspire loyalty, fear, or reverence. Invisible enough to operate without constraint, to strike without warning, to survive every blow. Those who rule as though they are immortal often perish swiftly. Those who rule as though they might die tomorrow endure far longer. Never forget, every empire, every republic, every dynasty is a temporary arrangement. The sands of time bury all, from the humblest merchant to the greatest conqueror. Your task is not to prevent this burial no man can, but to ensure your name is etched in stone before the tide erases your footprints. Even now, as you sit on the throne or plot to seize it, the clock is ticking. Your rivals sharpen their blades, your allies weigh their options, your people whisper in the dark. The question is not whether you will be challenged, but whether you will be ready when the moment comes. Will you crush the hand that rises against you, or will you be dragged down into the dust, another cautionary tale for those who come after? Leadership is theater, and the stage is merciless. Master the script, control the players, command the audience, or perish, forgotten as the curtain falls. The longer you hold power, the more you will sense its true nature. It is not a prize, but a living thing, a beast that must be fed with vigilance, cunning, and ruthlessness. Fail to feed it, and it will devour you instead. This is why so many rulers decay not from outside attack, but from within, their will softened by comfort, their instincts dulled by praise. Comfort is the sedative of kings. Praise is the poison of emperors. You must treat both as dangers, for they lull you into thinking the stage is yours forever. Every man who approaches you carries a concealed ambition. Some want your favor, others your wealth, still others your throne. The fool dismisses these ambitions as harmless. The wise ruler uses them like fuel, pitting one against another until their energies cancel out. Let them conspire, but ensure their plots collide like waves breaking on stone. When two men seek to betray you, let them betray each other first. Divide their loyalties so thoroughly that no single faction dares rise. This is not cruelty, it is survival. You will learn that the line between ally and adversary is paper thin. The friend of today is the traitor of tomorrow. The rival you crush may become your most obedient servant if spared at the right moment. Do not act from hate. Hatred clouds judgment and wastes energy on the past. Rule instead with cold calculation. striking when advantage is greatest, sparing when sparing serves your ends, destroying utterly when half measures invite return strikes. In the shadows of power lies the art of deception. A ruler who cannot deceive cannot rule. Appear weak when you are strong, strong when you are weak. Appear generous even as you consolidate wealth. Appear merciful even as you destroy threats. Men are moved by what they see and hear, not by the hidden machinery. Control the appearance, and you control the truth in their minds. Those who cry out for transparency do not understand that the state survives because of secrets. It is not enough to command armies and write laws. You must command perception itself. A single image can unmake decades of rule. A single rumor can ignite rebellion. Learn to shape the story before others write it for you. If you are ruthless, let it be whispered that your ruthlessness saved the realm. If you are cunning, let them believe it is wisdom. The ruler who allows others to define him has already surrendered half his crown. Do not grow sentimental about the people. They are not saints nor devils, but a shifting sea of fear and desire. When they are content, they will serve. When they are restless, they will rise. Keep them content with small victories and common enemies. Bread fills their stomachs, spectacle fills their minds. Give them both, and they will not look too closely at your hand upon their throats. A ruler must never be predictable. Predictability breeds contempt, and contempt breeds rebellion. Strike where least expected. Forgive when vengeance is assumed. Punish when pardon is begged. Keep them off balance. Let no man, no minister, no rival think he can read your heart or predict your steps. The unknown is more frightening than the known, and fear of the unknown is often enough to keep swords in their sheaths. If you would endure, you must learn to kill not only bodies but reputations. The man whose name is destroyed is more powerless than the man whose life is taken. Disgrace is a weapon sharper than steel. Use it without hesitation. A public scandal, a whisper campaign, a manufactured humiliation. These are tools as potent as armies. Let them fall to ruin before they can strike at you. But beware, power is an intoxicant. Many rulers begin as masters and end as slaves to their own appetites. They mistake fear for love, flattery for loyalty, momentary peace for permanence. The wise ruler does not drink too deeply of his own illusion. He remains alert, even in triumph. He knows that the dagger most dangerous is the one you never see, the one wielded by the hand you trusted most. You will be told that to rule is to serve. This is another comfortable lie. To rule is to dominate, to impose your will upon chaos, to shape the world according to your vision. Service is the mask you wear for the masses, the disguise that softens your power enough for them to tolerate it, but never believe it yourself. The moment you forget that you hold the whip is the moment you are no longer master. War is not the failure of politics. It is its purest form. Even in peace, the principles of war apply. Attack when the enemy is weak. Retreat when the terrain is unfavorable. Deceive, outflank, divide. Peace is only the space between campaigns, and even then, you must prepare as if the enemy is at the gate. For often he is already inside your walls, smiling as he sharpens his blade. There is no such thing as eternal peace. There is no final victory. Power is not static. It flows like blood, and if you do not keep it coursing, it will clot and kill you. The throne is never truly yours. It is borrowed from the moment you seize it until the moment another tears it from your hands. The only question is how long you will hold it and at what cost. In the silence of your private chamber, you may feel the weight of what you have done, the betrayals, the executions, the lies. You may wonder if the price is too high. Dismiss these thoughts. Guilt is a luxury for the powerless. Your duty is not to your soul, but to the state. A broken ruler saves no one. Harden yourself. Bury your doubts. Lead as though the gods themselves commanded it, for in the eyes of your people, you are the divine made flesh. Every day you rise, remember this. There are others dreaming of your fall. They whisper in corridors, they count your errors, they imagine their hands on your scepter. You cannot stop them from dreaming. But you can make the cost of action so high that they tremble at the thought. Make examples when necessary. Burn rebellion from the root. Let the very air carry the scent of consequence. But do not rule only by fear. Fear without hope breeds desperation, and desperate men are dangerous. Offer them just enough light that they believe they have a future in your world. That future is your leash. Tighten it when they stray. Loosen it when they obey. In this way, they will police themselves more effectively than any army you command. Leadership is theater. The stage is vast. The lights are blinding. The audience is fickle. But the play must go on. Even when your voice cracks, even when the script dissolves in your mind, even when blood pools at your feet, you must continue. For the first moment you step out of character, another actor will seize the role. And then, like all rulers before you, you will learn the final truth. The stage remembers no failures, only performances, so masterful they could not be forgotten. The question is not whether you will fall. All rulers fall. The question is whether you will leave behind an echo so powerful that even in your absence, the world bends to the shape of your will. Master the script, command the theater, or vanish forever into the wings. In the end, all rulers are alone, surrounded by voices, yet unable to speak freely, surrounded by faces, yet unable to trust a single one. The throne is not a seat, it is an island, and the sea around it is full of shadows. Every oath you hear is conditional. Every hand that reaches for yours weighs the dagger it might hold tomorrow. You will come to see that power is not about peace, nor glory, nor even survival. It is about command of yourself, command of others, command of the narrative that shapes the world after you are gone. The masses will never understand this. They dream of justice, of truth, of leaders who bleed as they do. But leadership is not about bleeding. It is about making others bleed, so the body of the state does not collapse. You will not be thanked for this. You will not be loved. At best, you will be obeyed. At worst, you will be feared, until the moment they find the courage to strike. And strike they will, for even the most perfect performance cannot continue forever. The stage lights dim. The curtain falls. Another steps into the role you once owned, rewriting the script to erase your name. But if you are clever, ruthless, patient, and unsparing, your echo will remain. Long after your body is dust, your acts will ripple forward, shaping the lives of those who never knew your face. Your enemies will curse you, your followers will deify you, and history will argue over whether you were a monster or a savior. It does not matter. There is no virtue in weakness, no redemption in abdication. Power is cruel because the world is cruel, and those unwilling to confront this truth deserve neither to lead nor to survive. So stand upon the stage, take up the mask, deliver your lines with precision. Strike down those who would unseat you, reward those whose loyalty strengthens your reign, and weave such a performance that even your fall feels inevitable, like the setting of the sun. Leadership is theater. You are both actor and god, tyrant and servant, creator and destroyer. If you falter, you die. If you waver, you are erased. But if you master the scriptive, you make the audience believe they can never see another like you, then even death will not silence you. The curtain will close, the lights will dim, but your shadow will remain, stretching across the stage, long after the players have changed and the world has forgotten their names. Master the script, or die in the wings.